Conor McGregor's fall has been as sharp as his monumental rise, and it's unlikely he'll retire on such. Conor McGregor said Tuesday that he was, but I don't believe him for 1 second. The Irish striker took the mixed martial arts world by storm, pulverizing opponents at will in Europe's premier combat sports promotion Cage Warriors before bruising and battering the UFC's best featherweights. The beauty of mixed martial arts is its unpredictable nature. While it is possible, once you get to the UFC, the tough fights come thick and fast. But when McGregor left Cage Warriors as a two-weight champion, he put together a 7-fight winning run against the best 145-pound fighters the UFC had to offer. He outpointed the current featherweight champion Max Holloway in 2013, outwitted the elite wrestler Chad Mendes in 2015, and shocked the entire sport with a jaw-dropping 13-second knockout of Jose Aldo, a champion who had reigned supreme for 6 years, and was unbeaten in 10. McGregor made a grueling ascent to the summit of mixed martial arts look easy with a blistering, hard-punching style often punctuated with a straight right, fight-ending thud. His highlight reel. As the years went on, he enjoyed a wildly entertaining blood and guts rivalry with jiu-jitsu expert Nate Diaz, and transcended his sport because of his charisma, crude mouth, and fancy dress sense. Who can forget the verbal slapping he gave Jeremy Stevens when the American dared to interrupt him at a UFC 205 press conference in 2016? He then told lightweight rival Eddie Alvarez that he'd beat him, take his UFC belt, and then drag Floyd Mayweather out of retirement for a crossover fight in boxing, something people will have laughed about at the time, but all of which ended up happening. They didn't call him. McGregor clowned Eddie Alvarez with his hands behind his back, much to the delight of the raucous Irish fans at Madison Square Garden in New York City in 2016. He utilized read more. It took McGregor 2 rounds to conclusively beat Alvarez, leaving the decorated fighter in an awkward heap on the floor with a merciless 4-punch combination. He then rushed to that was peak McGregor. But then it all went down hella fast. McGregor stormed a Bellator cage to celebrate his straight blast gym teammate Charlie Ward's victory over John Redmond, but ended up shoving a referee and arguing with security in 2017. In 2018, he was seen on video throwing a metal dolly at the window of a UFC bus carrying athletes, an act which injured 2 fighters on board and he was also told, but this failed to rein in his behavior. Earlier this month, read more. Most recently, on Tuesday, McGregor looked completely out of his depth against Floyd Mayweather in 2017, at the time. And then he was dropped, and when he attempted to replace Khabib Nurmagomedov as UFC's lightweight champion last year. After the loss, McGregor is far removed from when he was at the top of the sport. He is vulnerable, even minority UFC owner Sylvester. Only McGregor, his inner circle, and maybe the UFC will know the precise reasons for McGregor's retirement, but he has made a similar announcement before. Almost 3 years ago to the day, McGregor tweeted, I have decided to retire young. Thanks for the cheese. Catch yas later. That McGregor statement could have been standard. MMA Fighting even said the 2016 retirement was. Regardless of whether or not there was a dispute over pay, McGregor's first retirement proved to be short-lived as he returned to the octagon 4 months later when he avenged his defeat to Nate Diaz by outpointing him in August. There is also almost certainly a disagreement over fighter worth right now. McGregor, this month, the UFC boss Dana White confirmed that McGregor felt like he should. Weeks later, McGregor tweeted his retirement, and here we are, a potential limbo period where there are multiple PPV-worthy bouts for McGregor, but with a McGregor who says he will no longer fight. But I think he wants to fight. He may even be following the famed Floyd Mayweather playbook of turning a comeback into a business. Mayweather, read more. Earlier this week, that every time Mayweather came back from retirement, he... Right now, McGregor has bowed out of the sport, having suffered heavy back-to-back defeats. McGregor looked out, but this is precisely why he will likely return to the sport and to the UFC. He has a point to prove. A trilogy against Diaz and a rematch against Nurmagomedov are box office fights. McGregor's previous
Raindrops, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.